All right. Speaking of travel, let's travel across the globe to another customer, Dubai Airports. They are doing amazing things with Splunk. Of course, they're enhancing security and improving IT, but they're using Splunk to radically change the customer experience. Let's take a look.
Here at Dubai Airports, we use Splunk Enterprise for managing our data across so many different systems. We've been using Splunk for just over a year. Already, we've made some fantastic strides in measuring our business. For Splunk and Dubai Airports, there's some really exciting work coming up. I'm Michael Ibbitson, Executive Vice President, Technology and Infrastructure at Dubai Airports.
This is an amazing story. We got to bring it to life. So to tell us more, I want to invite the person behind all this innovation, the person from that video, Michael Ibbitson, to stage. Michael, welcome to .com.
Hi, how are you doing?
So happy to have you here. So you get to invent the airport of the future. What a cool job. How the heck did you get a job like that?
Well, I've been really, really lucky in my career so far, but previously I was the CIO at Gatwick Airport in London, which is the world's busiest single runway airport. And we did some amazing work there, work I'm really proud of. And Splunk was right at the heart of helping us drive throughput and innovation there to really boost the capacity. And then one day, I got this call from Dubai Airports, and they asked me if I could come and do a similar thing for them, but on an even bigger scale, but not only just on the IT side, but they wanted it across all of their infrastructure. And that meant all of the trains, terminal buildings, runways, concourses, everything. So I couldn't turn it down.
It's a great step up. That'd be hard to turn down. And for any of us that love a challenge in the audience, a true dream job. So let's dig a little bit deeper into some of the innovation and the challenges that you're overcoming. Like so many things in Dubai, I know this airport makes a really big statement.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely huge now. We're doing 90 million passengers, or close to 90 million passengers this year. Makes us the busiest international airport in the world. And we know this is going to keep growing by 2020. It's going to be over 100 million passengers.
Holy cow. Well, you've got a ton of space. You're in the desert, so all you have to do is expand the airport to help with that, right?
Well, that's what people think. But unfortunately, just like every airport, we've now become entirely surrounded by the city. We've got 2 runways. We've built all the terminals that we can. We've built all the concourses we can. There's just no more space. So now that growth has to come through innovation. It has to come through improving process, efficiency, and automation. And also on top of that, we don't want to just be the biggest. We want to be the best. We want to drive customer service to whole new levels.
Well, you're already one of the top 5. How are you guys doing this?
Well, we're doing it with data, and Splunk is at the heart of helping us. We're putting sensors everywhere, all across the airport. We have sensors, amazing 3D cameras for measuring queues, all across the security process, check-in, I mean, just everything, sensors everywhere. And it's really exciting. The next big thing that we're going to be doing is all about energy. Energy management for us is going to be huge, and we're just starting that integration with Splunk now. Our energy accounts for about 2.5% of the entire city's energy bill.
The whole city?
The whole city. And we are aiming, with the use of Splunk and some investments we need to make, to lower this by about 20%. And to put that into context, that's going to save us about $25 million a year in energy.
Wow.
Now, that just goes to prove that, you can be environmentally friendly and it can be great for business.
That's a crazy idea.
And then after that, following that, we're going to open up our Airport Operations Control Center. And that's going to bring together all the airlines, the ground handlers, police, fire, ambulance into one place. And the way we're going to share data across that facility is using Splunk.
I love to hear that, of course. Truly, truly amazing. So as most of us are traveling to the airports, we've seen there's some great enhancements. I now have my mobile app boarding pass on my mobile phone now. I can skip that security or that check-in line. But like everything in life, the bottleneck has just shifted to security, and that's where I spend all my time waiting now. Being a little bit prescient, we actually polled our Splunk conf attendees in advance, and you guys told us that 75% or more of you waited at least 10 minutes and sometimes more on a security line. What are you guys doing at Gatwick to help there? I mean, at Dubai Airport, so there, but Gatwick was good.
We did some great stuff at Gatwick, but at Dubai, our goal has been to get security lines to under 5 minutes for every single passenger. And we know we're doing that because we have the data and we've been recording it for over a year now. We're doing it week in, week out, and we're doing it through lots of really interesting ways. We've got sensors in all the ceilings that are measuring the queues in real time. We can predict what those queues are going to be now, so we can make sure staff are there to open more lanes ahead of the people arriving. We're also monitoring all of the metal detectors and the X-ray machines, so we know what to expect. We know exactly which part of the body the alarms will go off, and we can actually start guiding the passengers with better messaging about, how to prepare, take your heavy shoes off if you go into Europe, so that everybody in the security line gets through faster. It's gonna, it's really making a big difference.
That's truly precise, and I love the technique you guys are taking. So I'm now sliding through security super quickly. Usually when I get to their side, I want to log on to Wi-Fi so I can do some email. Maybe if I'm with the kids, I can stream something down to their devices, but it's always a little bit spotty in airports, and I got to tell you, personally, I'm a little bit nervous about the security posture in the Wi-Fi in airports. Are you guys thinking about that as well?
Yeah, well, our view of Wi-Fi was we wanted to make the best airport Wi-Fi the world has ever seen. We wanted it to be the fastest, we wanted it to be free for everybody, and the real aim was to try and get to make sure that everybody could stream movies, live sport, whatever it was they wanted to do, great Skype calls, whatever it was. But to do that, we have to monitor this in absolute real time. We've got thousands and thousands of people on all of the time. We have to monitor rogue access points getting set up in real time and take them down. And all of the black spots or poor service that might be received in particular areas we're monitoring real time, and we can target investments in all the different areas of the airport that need to happen to keep driving up that level of service. And the speed test guys earlier this year rated us after 3 months of testing all the airports globally that we were the fastest, and it's a great achievement for us.
Can't wait to fly back through Dubai. All right, so it's clear that you are doing miraculous things as far as getting people to and through the airport, but what about the arrivals piece? When I'm flying into a city and I've got a week-long or more trip, sometimes I'll check baggage, waiting for that bag. I just want to get to my hotel room, I get to my meeting, and sometimes I even get lost, which obviously would be a super negative experience. I'm sure you guys must be doing something here.
Yeah, well, we do, and there's a lot of people coming to Dubai for tourism and for business, and we're a big, commerce hub. And actually, we do as many people in 1 hour in one terminal in arrivals as are in this audience right now.
Wow.
About 6,000. So it's huge. And to back up that, we have this enormous baggage system. It has nearly 150 kilometers of conveyor belts, and it's absolutely enormous. And this year alone, we're probably going to handle in the region of about 150 million bags. 150
million bags. That's another one of those hard stats. But if I kind of do the calcs of the bags times 150 million, that's 3 times around the globe. Is that about right?
Well, that's one way to look at it, but for us it's a bit more real time than that, because for us what happens is that if there's any issue in the baggage system, we build enough bags in 6 minutes to build a building as tall as a Burj Khalifa, which, as you know, is the tallest building in the world in Dubai. This is a big challenge for us. So when we decided we really had to track this in much more detail, so we integrated the whole baggage system, the airline check-in systems, and the ground handler system, so we can see this in all real time. There's about 200 data points collected for every single bag that goes through, and we can now predict everything up to about 4 hours in advance, exactly what numbers we're expecting, release any bottlenecks that might have been created. And going forward, we think we can do better than that. So what we want to do is start using machine learning, advanced analytics, predictive work, and we think we can get to 12 to 24 hours in advance. And the real aim, I think, is on your phone, before you even land, you get a message that tells you exactly what time to the second your bag is going to arrive on the carousel. And that's the level of accuracy we want to try and get to.
Wow. Just one more good reason why I'm going to route all my international flights through Dubai. Yeah. So now I get off the plane, I check my phone, I know exactly where my bag is, I swoop it up, I've got to call my ride. It usually gives me 2-3 minutes, which for me is just enough time to go in and out of the bathroom. That's usually the last experience that someone has at the airport. You can't be thinking about bathrooms, can you?
Well, you'd be surprised, but we've been pursuing a concept we call the golden bathroom. Now,
the golden bathroom.
The golden bathroom.
It's got a catchy name.
It has. And you know, for us, this is taking the whole bathroom concept to the next level. And we've put sensors all over 2 bathrooms in Dubai airports. So they tell us exactly everything that's happening when the faucets are running, how many basins are in use, how many cubicles are in use, the stalls, the urinals, everything in absolute real time. And then we've been able to study and monitor this data over a long period of time and see how people use it. It's absolutely incredible, but we've learned some really insightful things as well. And some things about our customers' hygiene that we were quite surprised about.
Well, again, being a little bit prescient, we polled in the Pony poll that thank you guys for filling out over 1,000 submittals so far. How many of you actually washed your hands coming out of the airport bathroom? And this crew here says it's 99% that washed their hands. How does that fit with the data that you're accumulating, the real life data?
Well, you know, I was one of these passengers arriving into Dulles, and it was the last thing I did before I left the airport was use the bathroom. And I don't know what the deal is with those brown, cheap, horrible paper towels, but
it's not a golden bathroom.
It's not a golden bathroom. We don't have those in Dubai. But what our data tells us is actually it's only about 75% of people actually wash their hands. So I'm not entirely sure that everybody in your survey was telling the truth because the data suggests something else. But we're not sure whether that's due to cleanliness, capacity, or even just some human behavior stuff that we have to work on. But there's definitely a mismatch in the data in terms of what we want to happen compared to what does happen.
We know that data does not lie. Michael, thank you so much for joining us and for making an incredible experience for 90 million people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.